Working through 11C, the first thing I'll do is to make sure that I've raised the powers appropriately, multiplying through the index numbers. Now, when you divide, you're multiplying by the reciprocal. So that becomes m to the power of 3 times n to the 3 over 2. And on the denominator, times m to the minus 1. Now, gathering up terms, I might gather up my terms on the top line first. I've got 2 to the negative 2 times 3 times m times n to the power, that's 8 halves, 11 over 2. And on the denominator, I've got m to the minus 2 times n to the 5 times 10. Gathering all that up, making sure I put my reciprocals in the right order. I'm going to have a total of 3 times m to the power of 3. That's going to be 10, n to the half, and 2 squared times 10, or 3 m cubed, n to the half, divided by 40 as my answer. Now, in the case of 11D, we'll raise the powers and work it through. Make sure you do this in an orderly manner. So for the numbers, I've got negative 8 over 9. Gathering my m's up, got a total of m to the 6, which cancels out. On top line, I've got n and n to the minus 4. So as my final answer, negative 8 times n to the power of 5 over 9 as my answer. In the case of E, I have to make use of some difference of two squared properties, as well as recognising that I might have to find a common denominator. So it becomes 1 on m minus 1 on n. And on the bottom line, n minus n, lots of m plus n. On the top line, I'm left with n, take m, divided by mn, working the reciprocal. Working the reciprocal gives me the following. Now, when I take a common factor of 1 out there, that becomes m minus n, and I can just do a little bit of cancelling there in order to come to an answer that looks just a little bit neater, not a lot neater. So my final answer is negative 1 divided by nm, m plus n. I've actually started off this problem by rewriting the square root of 4x minus 1 as 4x minus 1 to the half. Now the next step, rewrite that again, and rather than having a negative a half there, I'll write that as 2x over 4x minus 1 to the half. To put that all over the common denominator, that there becomes 4x minus 1 minus 2x over 4x minus 1 to the half, or 2x over 4x minus 1 to the half. Now, it's not required, but if I had to, I can rewrite that in the surdic form of 2x over the square root or 4x minus 1. Both answers are acceptable depending on what you're required to do. In this case, the positive index, so neither like that, but occasionally in the other format.